this is Matthew from Nerd News Today.
And this is Andrea from Insert Geek here.
And welcome to our Toy Fair 2018 Roundup. We both went to New York Toy Fair last week. Yeah. We did a lot of work. You guys saw on my channel I've got probably about 40-ish videos right now. Hopefully more, we'll see, because I'm still actually editing them as we shoot this. And you guys are doing all sorts of stuff.
We have a bunch of stuff. Right now our Instagram is where we have stuff going up. I'm going to be honest, we're a small group. I'm still sorting through everything. There's a lot to go through.
We did a lot of work. It was a long 4 days, as you guys probably know. Yeah. A lot of stuff that we saw. Whew, so much stuff. And
you know what, to be honest, we didn't even cover half of it.
No, that's the crazy part about Toy Fair. So we're here to kind of go down what we saw as the best, the worst, what we liked, what we didn't like.
The really interesting and confusing.
Yes, and there was a lot of that too. So yeah, we're here to just kind of give you guys an overview of what we saw. And of course, you can check out all of our extended coverage on our respective sites. But for now, here's the general overview.
Okay, cool, yeah.
I'm going to start with what usually is my first stop every Toy Fair, and that's the NECA booth. I always go to NECA first on day one, just because that always takes me usually the longest, because they have so much cool stuff.
They do.
And this year I have to tip my hat to the Alien vs. Predator line once again, because they have now they have the Alien vs. Predator Capcom video game figures. That set is coming out, which looks really good. I used to play that game a lot. So I'm very excited to finally actually have these figures of them, including the 2 human characters you can play as, which one of them is based off of Dutch from the first Predator movie, and then they made up one, Lynn Kurosawa.
Cool. So
you play as a female character as well as she's a human, but she has Predator armor.
I like that. That sounds kind of cool.
And the toys all look really great. And again, they also have all sorts of new stuff from their Alien line, including finally Sergeant Apone, which I'm really happy about because he was one of my favorite toys as a kid. And they also have the Scorpion Alien, which was also probably my very first Alien action figure when I was a little kid also.
Cool.
So that's very cool. And do you check out the NECA stuff?
Okay, normally we try very hard to hit up the NECA booth, but this year it was a little bit different, and I do have to bring that into it at this point because they split the booth up. I asked, and all that was implied is that there was a logistical issue, which is why the booths were split. It was because they normally share with Kid Robot. There were 2 booths for Kid Robot and 2 booths for NECA. I was only able to really hit one of them because we had so many appointments that we were just bouncing around. We briefly ran into the other one, but didn't see a lot. But the few that I did see that really stood out were the Freddy. As always, it's the Freddy line, NECA line. Oh my god.
8-inch Mego styles.
Oh my god, it's so good. Because this year is like Tuxedo Freddy from Nightmare 3 Dream Warriors. Oh my god, it looked so good. I'm a little disappointed. I know they had like a tray, but I don't think they had the pig on the tray. I don't remember if they had.
Hopefully they did. They had a little house though.
They had the little house, and that was really cool. But I'm a little sad they didn't have the pig, the decaying pig. Yes, I'm that much of a nerd. I wanted a decaying pig of my own. They were just so awesome to look at. They were movie accurate. And the other figure that I saw that really stood out to me was their It.
Yes.
Because that looked just and we're talking Tim Curry Pennywise.
Yeah, they had both. They had both versions of it.
They had both versions of Pennywise, but it was the Tim Curry Pennywise that really knocked me out because they just the way they capture facial expressions and the detail work. I mean, it's your own little Pennywise, and that's really creepy to say, but it's true, and it's just so cool to look at.
And I think that the Tim Curry, it actually comes with 4 heads. Crazy. Yes. I think the
there's 3 or 4 heads. Yeah.
The 2017 version of Pennywise comes with, I think, just like maybe 1 or 2 other heads. But yeah, Tim Curry gets 4 heads, and they're all scary and frightening.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Like really, they just capture that weird, creepy Tim Curry essence that made him such a beloved actor.
Yeah, and they also had really cool Ash vs. Evil Dead stuff. They had a lot of cool horror stuff as they usually do.
Oh, they always do.
They have a lot of new Friday the 13th stuff, so you guys can check it out in my NECA video, and I'm sure you guys will have coverage as well.
Yeah, we'll have some coverage. Like I said, the separate booth thing made things a little bit harder for us this year, but we'll definitely have some stuff up because we always have to hit them up at least a little bit.
On the topic of 2 booths, we'll probably talk about that a little bit later, how this was a really interesting Toy Fair in some ways, different from other years. Yeah. But just real quick off the bat, I think the main reason why they had 2 separate booths, which were they were both shared booths with Kid Robot and NECA, but there was one booth which had most of the new stuff, and that was the bigger booth for Kid Robot and NECA. And then a little bit further down, same row, but a little bit further down, was a much smaller, narrow booth, which is where they normally are, but again, it was like a half the size of what they had typically. And that was more for retailers, and the only new thing in that booth was actually those Freddy's and a few other Mego style figures.
Yeah, they seem to split things up. Though, there is one thing though, since you're talking NECA, I gotta talk about this because I just thought it was hilarious and weird. they recently acquired the Chia Pet and Clapper licenses. Or license, I don't know. But yeah, so they now own that, and that's bizarre and insane, and it makes no sense. But I'm really curious to see what they do with it. No one could give me a real answer behind what the story was. They just said, we were told this happened. They opened the booth, they opened a box and found out that it was in there. That's how they found out. Wow. And because it was really, really recent, and it's just...
Yeah, that announcement was basically like a week before Toy Fair happened.
I think it was only a few days before Toy Fair happened.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, very close to that.
Yeah, it was very, very close to the event, and so that was another thing that I did go to check out. They didn't really have a lot of new stuff, but they did have some, you know, they had their usual cool little Chia Pets. I will own that Bob Ross one day.
Yeah, that's one of the new ones that they had on display. Or rather, well, they're all new.
Well, the Bob Ross is kind of old. That one's been out.
They also had Donald Trump Chia.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, but it was there. And they had a Groot Chia Pet. So that
Wait, I did not see the Groot Chia Pet.
You didn't see the Groot? Yeah, there was a Groot.
The Groot was not out when I saw it.
All right, yeah, there was a Groot. So that's going to be a thing. And I'm pretty sure, considering what horror licenses they have, and we're talking right now about, imagine a Pennywise the Clown with his hair. Awesome. They're going to totally do a Freddy.
That's a weird one.
It'll be very weird, but it would still look pretty cool.
But if they did the claw, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
Oh, yo, NECA.
Grow basil out of his fingers.
Just do something like that. Just throwing that out there.
Chia. That's my Freddy. It's a good Freddy. 1, 2, Chia's coming for you.
3, 4, better. Clap. I don't know. I didn't know where I was.
What they got with the clapper, no idea. They didn't have anything for that, but they got it, so they'll do something with it at some point. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
so that's pretty much my NECA experience. There wasn't a lot going on. We didn't get to see a lot, but what we did see, we really liked.
On the topic of horror figures, just right down the block from NECA was Mezco. And so they had, of course, we'll talk in depth about their 112 collective, but before we talk about that, let's talk real quick about some of the horror stuff they had. Because they have Flatzos, they have Mezits, they have stylized figures this year. They have the Jack-in-the-Box thing, that's all of tons of licenses.
Dead dolls. They have so much cool horror stuff.
And they've got Freddy's, they've got Jason Voorhees, they've got Beetlejuice now.
They got Michael, they got Trick or Treat, they got Pinhead, they got Chucky. It's like, what don't they have?
They pretty much have every main 80s slasher character.
The big important ones they have. And it's... As usual, they're just doing really cool, fun, interesting things. Like, they have puzzle boxes now.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Which, it's like, I don't know how much I like them just for me personally, but I love the idea behind them, because it's like, really, I can twist a horror face kind of
fidget cube, but for
Yeah, well,
horror.
I mean, I think it's like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, it's more like that.
Yeah, it's more like the Rubik's Cube kind of thing. And it's really cool. I rage quit my Rubik's Cubes, so I don't think it's necessarily the best product for me, but it looks really cool. The Mezits, as always, look really cool. The Jack-in-the-Boxes, I really do like the Jack-in-the-Boxes. Those are really fun because they are so creepy. Yeah. And they're like what I think a Jack-in-the-Box really should be.
Frightening to children and adults.
Basically, if you ever plan on getting divorced or breaking up with someone in some way, and you know they don't like horror, just hide one of those somewhere, you know.
Serve with a divorce paper.
Pretty much. It helps soften the blow, I think.
Yeah, so you'll be too scared to really be worried about the...
Yeah, you don't care, just as long as you get it away from you.
Wow, that's horrible. We're horrible.
We're horrible people. The Living Dead dolls, though, those were really cool.
Yeah, they had Clockwork Orange, I think, was debuting this year.
They had Clockwork Orange, they had Poltergeist, that was the other one.
Yes, Poltergeist. We saw a lot of this year, a few other booths.
I actually really like their Psycho Living Dead dolls. I can't remember, those have been out, I believe, for a little bit, but they're just really cool because they're in black and white.
Yeah.
And that's just really fun.
And those are two properties we're seeing more of, actually. Exorcist and Psycho. Because Loyal Subjects also have minifigures about them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're so yeah, just jump around because that's how this video's going to be. We're going to be jumping a lot.
Yeah, we're going everywhere.
Loyal Subjects, who we visited, they have a new horror line of blind box figures. So again, on the horror topic, they're going to have Freddy, they're going to have Jason, they're going to have Pennywise, and Spider Pennywise, the Spider Clown version, whatever that thing's frightening.
That's not actually a real spider, but that's the closest our brain. It's the closest our brains could comprehend it. Whatever.
Let's not go there.
Okay, can I just say I'm really excited to see what the new movie's going to do to represent that.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
That'll be a top for another day.
That's a different story. I haven't seen the first one yet because I want to see them back to back.
2017 one.
Oh yeah, 2017. I mean, I haven't seen that, but I'm really curious to see how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, little aside, but anyway, yes, they have this really awesome horror line,
which will also include the Exorcist characters, which includes was it Linda Blair?
Yeah,
that's her character in the bed, which comes with the bed.
Yes, that's the cool part. It comes with the bed.
And the Exorcist himself will be there. The priest, the old man, will be there.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to get in that same line as well, Psycho. We're gonna get
I
Norman.
missed the Psycho, but that's awesome.
Unless I'm making that up, which if I am, way to go me, but I'm pretty sure I saw that there.
And if he is making it up, hey, loyal subjects.
Which we'll link, and let's do it, loyal subjects, let's do it.
Wave number 2!
Yeah. But back to Mezco. So they also had now 112 Collectibles, we mentioned that. We gotta talk about the 112s, because those are becoming a new favorite for us as well.
Oh god, they're so pretty.
And this year they had a bunch of new things that we saw. Unfortunately, our photos aren't the greatest, because normally, or they've done rather for the last few years, they've held an event in their headquarters, where everything is not behind glass. Unfortunately, they didn't do it this year, so we had to deal with the glass, and there's a lot of glare from their setup.
It's okay.
But we have some stuff, so you'll see.
We have some really good photos. It's
I think you guys got better shots, in fact, so you have to check out my GH.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah.
Oh god, their stuff is just so cool this year. I mean, they have a Ghostbusters line, which I think it looks really good.
I know. I hate that it's taking so long to come out, because their stuff does take usually a while to come out. But I mean, I've been waiting for this for like 2 years now. So
it looks so good.
Holidays 2018, it's finally coming out. Let's see. So they also had Justice League from the movie.
Yes, they did.
Talk about their licenses and their sculpting. Like those are top notch. Like, the Ghostbusters are good. The Justice League are 5-star sculpting on those guys.
Actually, Batman Beyond.
And the Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
So
Batman Beyond. Sorry.
She's excited for Batman Beyond.
I will own that. We will review it. I promise. It'll happen.
And the cool thing about most of their figures, with the exception of the movie licenses, is that they kind of do it their own way. So the Batman Beyond is basically their take.
I know, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
Sorry. I get really excited about Batman Beyond.
Sorry. Well, I know you're also excited about X-Men, and they had
Cyclops. Oh my god, the Cyclops, that's like 90s Cyclops right there. It looks, oh my god, they captured the color, they made it a little grittier looking, but it's still just pure 90s. Oh god, it was, I want that one too.
And Cable, which is really good.
They had Cable,
I like their version of Cable, it's still the 90s style, but it's their take on it, and it looks really good.
Exactly, that's one of the best things, that they always put this really interesting, cool take on a lot of their stuff. I don't think I've seen anything that they've ever done where, even if it's not necessarily property that I care about, where I haven't looked and be like, oh, that's really cool, I wouldn't have thought of it that way, or, oh, this just looks really neat. Their stuff is always, always so good. Like, the 112 line is just top notch.
Yeah, definitely. And everything was really cool. And again, talking about their likenesses, they also had a bunch of new things from the Marvel Netflix series.
Yes, they had.
That's really
my god, the Daredevils.
The John Barenthal Punisher, the Daredevils.
Oh my god.
I mean, no Elektra yet, no Luke Cage yet, but I think this is probably testing the waters because they're the more popular characters.
Yeah, they just look so good. Though I will say, we both kind of had the same moment when we saw, because they have Daredevil in his first suit with just the black
outfit.
Yeah, both of us just kind of was like, is that Wesley from Princess Bride? We realized very, very quickly it wasn't, but from like a quick glance, you could kind of see it. But oh god, it looked so good. They captured the body, like the physicality. They captured, the jawlines, the eyes. It just looks amazing.
I think even better was on the opposite side of those figures, in fact, was the Thor Ragnarok figures of Thor and the Hulk in their battle armor from...
so pretty.
Yeah, those are really great. But I think for me the standout was a new thing that they debuted there, which was the John Wick figure.
That was awesome.
I expected the franchise to get, but wow, those look good.
Oh my god, it looks like Keanu. Just leaping off the page.
Yeah.
Or the glass case.
He's bursting out of whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
John Wick.
He's just Keanuing all over the place.
Yeah.
And it just looks so good. Well, also that would be the Clockwork Orange, yeah.
Yeah, that also.
That also looked amazing. They're just really doing some outstanding work.
Yeah, Mezco's really upped their game in the last few years with this 112 Collective. That's really kind of changed the face of what the company does and who they are.
Absolutely.
And it's going really great for them.
Yeah, that's one of the things we like about them.
Now, also, great action figures. Got to talk about DC Collectibles.
Ooh.
And also, of course, we're going to talk about Diamond Select, because they're neighbors in their booths. They've been for years.
Yeah.
And they both have a lot of cool stuff. Let's start with DC Collectibles.
DC has some really cool stuff this year.
Yeah, so they have now a DC Essentials line of action figures. They're going back to basics, which is great. It's all, I believe it's the Rebirth series. So it's like we're getting all the classic guys again, highly articulated. Yeah. They're going to they're not 2-packs, they're all sold separately, but they're going to all have basically, you got your good guy, you got your bad guys. So you're going to get 7 good guys, 7 bad guys. Spectacular likenesses, great sculpting on those.
That was that's the one with the Manta, with Black Manta, right?
Black Manta is like one of the best designs ever.
I know, it's one of those things where I'm not a huge Aquaman fan. I've read some of it, I enjoy it. I'm not a huge fan, but but there's something about the Black Manta character where it's just like, oh, okay, he's interesting, he's intriguing, really Young Justice sold me. Totally sold me.
Oh yeah, definitely Young Justice.
Yeah. But yeah, this figure just looks so cool. And Aquaman, look, they just complement each other so well. I mean, they really did a great job with that. Yeah. That's the standout from that collection of the ones I like.
So we also know that the Batman animated series line is continuing, but slowed down heavily at this point because they only showed one new thing.
Well, they're doing kind of a cool thing where they've done the expressions. You've had Batman, you've had Joker. This time we get Harley, which is awesome because, I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up between who's more expressive, Harley or Joker, but really you want them both together for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it comes with a fish head, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's so cool.
Now again, as for the future of that line, that was it, unfortunately. So we don't know because they've kind of run their course of what's there.
That's okay because there are other ways that they can figure out. I'm kind of hoping that they eventually find a way to go into the Batman Beyond world because they touched upon it with Old Man Bruce and
they made the 2-pack.
Yeah, they made that set, and I don't know how well it sold. I'm assuming it sold well. So I would love to see maybe some of those some of those villains and coming, like a Max. Oh my god, can we get a Max? Please, 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 please.
Yeah, they could easily do they probably wouldn't do a multi-pack, but Max would be cool. What was the villain's name? They did the Green Skeleton Man.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember.
Skeletor Rave Guy.
Yeah, Skeletor Rave Guy. You had Ink. You had
Ink was cool. Royal Flush Gang.
That Sonic dude.
There's options, and it would be cool to maybe multi-pack first if you.
Yeah, just even one box set, one villain's box set.
That's our wish list.
Yeah, seriously, hardcore wish list. You got to talk about the bust, the one giant bust.
DC Collectibles unveiled. If you guys see, in fact, my tour of DC Collectibles booth, you'll see us do the big reveal at the start of the video. They have a Rick Baker style Joker bust, which is huge. It's going to be very limited production run. It's going to be pretty darn expensive.
It's so cool. Oh my god. So we were told that they were basically, he said sure to doing it. Rick Baker agreed to do it as long as he was allowed to do basically whatever the heck he wanted.
And they let him go nuts.
It's Rick Baker. You let him go nuts.
Yeah.
And so this thing is just, oh my god. I don't even know how to explain how disturbing it is. There are pores. You see his pores. You see where the paint is filling it in. You see little hairs coming out of it. The cracks in the makeup. It's not necessarily supposed to be makeup. It's just, it's so twisted. The teeth are grimy. The eyes are reddish. And it's just so, I don't know who would actually have that in their home. I gotta be really honest.
That's like a thing you'd find at a comic store, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'd rather find somewhere that's not someone else's home. I'd be a little disturbed if I saw that. But it's so cool.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's just, it's so cool to look at, and I think everyone should take a look at it because it's just awesome.
Yeah, so DC Collectibles always has really great statues in addition to their figures, and again, we mentioned next door to them is Diamond Select, and they have some killer statues too. They had a lot of great ones. They had a lot of DC ones this year too, which they hadn't had in the past. They have like DC movie stuff now, and then just normal DC comic universe. They have Supergirl.
I like the Supergirl a lot.
Harley Quinn, of course.
It's always Harley.
They have Justice League movie people.
Yeah.
Those were all cool, but to me, I really like the Marvel statues that they had this year.
Yeah, those are really cool. I like the Dazzler.
Dazzler is amazing.
And the Magneto, oh my god.
With the swappable heads, too.
I know. Oh my god. I love it because, again, that was like the Jim Lee style.
Yeah, I was going to say that reminds me of like the early Jim Lee.
The hair.
Flowy hair.
The flowy hair.
Steroid up Magneto.
Oh my god. And just the way that they got things moving.
It's a really nice statue. I'm also happy because we're going to get a Squirrel Girl, so yay that.
There's some really cool Black Panther stuff. I don't want to talk too much about that because,
Well, we can just talk about it. They had really great Black Panther and Killmonger statue.
Yes.
Which is probably like the hot thing there. I can tell you on my social media, when I post up that photo, I got all the like. That's probably one of the most popular ones I put up there was the Black Panther stuff.
Well, yeah, because right now the movie's just, the thing.
And the merch looks really great. Those statues, if you're a Black Panther fan,
get them.
Those are must-haves. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's the big one, though. One that I think you were probably most excited about.
Yeah. Oh, you know it. So
there's something strange in the neighborhood, and you gotta call Matthew for that. Always just call Matthew. If there's something strange, you just call him. Because they are... let's talk about the first part. Let's talk about the Ghostbusters 2.
Yes, so they're finishing up the Ghostbusters 2 line.
Which is really cool.
Wave 1 just hit stores now, in fact. And when I first saw the news about Wave 1, I was actually disappointed because I was like, oh, they're just redecos of the original guys, which they were.
Yeah.
Like Wave 1 has Vigo, which is cool. They have Louis Tully, which is really cool.
Yes.
And then they had Ray Stantz, but we've got that same Ray Stantz. The only difference is it's a gray jumpsuit and a Christmas hat. Yeah. Whatever. But they brought out basically now the rest of what they have for the Wave, which includes now Janos Poha with baby Oscar.
And a lenticular
Vigo painting, essentially, is what it is.
Yeah, which was so cool. I tried taking different pictures from each angle to get each... It's just too cool.
And then we have the remaining Ghostbusters, so we're going to get Egon, new suit and new head sculpt, with the Geiger meter. We're going to get Peter Venkman with, again, new face.
Yeah.
And then the cool thing that made me so happy is that we're going to get Winston and another Ray with slime blowers. That's what I've been waiting for, because it's like such a... Like, when we reviewed the Titan figures, in fact, of those... I was pretty unhappy that there was no slime blower.
But hold on, you can't talk about Ray without talking about the other part of Ray.
I'll get to that. I'm just right now gushing over the slime blower.
Okay, then please.
Slime blowers are amazing. That's all I really want to bring up.
Cool. Yeah.
And I'm so happy that they're, and again, the likenesses are all amazing, but what you want to talk about is that Ray comes with 2 heads, and one of those heads is the Vigo possessed head from like the best scene in Ghostbusters 2.
He's just like all gross and
it's disgusting. It's great.
But hold on, we also got to talk about the other sculpt though. Is such pure Dan Aykroyd.
Oh
my god!
Like Ghostbusters 1 toys by Diamond were good, but these sculpts they've really improved. Like they really got the essence of the guys down. Egon, especially Winston, I gotta say, was a big improvement because Winston, the first wave, I was like, about this looks like Ernie Hudson.
And I don't know what it is. Like really hot. Let's talk about this for just a hot second. I saw Ghostbusters stuff from different companies, and for some reason, Winston is the one everyone seems to struggle on how to make.
Very hard, yeah. I think Mezco, same thing, like they're Winston's the weakest. Blitzway, who has the 12-inch ones, again, same thing, that Winston's not quite there.
I don't know, and I saw a few other companies, and to be honest, I don't want to name names because I really don't remember unless I go through my stuff.
I can name names because the Loyal Subjects had them also.
Yeah, okay.
Those are more stylized, so they can get away with it.
But still, it's just, in general, for some reason, Winston seems to be the one that people really struggle to get down, and it's really frustrating because I don't think Ernie Hudson has that weird a face, and he's been around for a very long time. So you'd think you'd know what his face looks like and how to kind of work with that. If you can make Dan Aykroyd's face with, Vigo style and make it look good, or make it look almost like him, then there's no reason why you shouldn't ever be able to not able to do an Ernie Hudson.
For whatever reason they can't get him, but
for some, this
time they got him.
They really nailed it. Like, I was so proud and happy with Diamond. Like, they just, this is one of the best Winstons and Ernie Hudsons I've ever seen.
Yeah, and on top of the Ghostbusters 2 figures, this was a huge surprise to me. I didn't think they were going to have all of them out, because usually they don't do this. They had...
the real Ghostbusters!
Well, they're stealing my thunder, yeah.
Sorry.
Once they get through the Ghostbusters 2 license, we're getting real Ghostbusters figures.
I'm sorry, this is the only time I'm going to have a chance to steal his thunder on this, because he's going to keep talking about it. And go.
All right. So they are all... Now, again, they're recycling the bodies that we've seen in the rest of the line, but they're going to be colored to their real Ghostbuster cartoon colors, which is awesome. And just like the Kenner toys, they're going to each have the proton beam attached into their proton wand, which is unique to every figure. So, like, Winston has... Yeah, so, like, they each have their own color, just like the original toys did.
Oh, cool.
So that's really cool. We're also going to get a cartoon version of Slimer, which will have a swappable face.
Comes with 2 other faces.
Yeah. And the surprise for that one as well is that we're going to get a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So, not in scale, but it's still bigger than the others. Which is really cool. And so that's going to be our real Ghostbusters line. It looks really great. The faces look good. The likenesses are good in that.
No, you forgot to tell them the most important part. Yes, they got the Egon hair swirl down.
Oh, they got the swirl.
Oh my god, did they get
down with the swirl.
Yes. Now, to be fair, it's not perfect. There's still a little bit, it's still a little off.
They got some time to fix it, though.
Yeah, but you know what? It still just looks so good.
Yeah. These are great figures. These are figures I was initially kind of on the fence about. Like, I was going to get the RGBs. But the other ones I wasn't. But now, I gotta get the whole line. Because we also saw... We also saw the Firehouse completely...
I know, oh my god,
and that's gonna happen here. So that's gonna happen on this show.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Diamond Select.
And they were really... Yeah, I was really...
Good year for Diamond.
Very good year.
Let's talk Titan.
Let's talk Titan.
We love our friends at Titan Merchandise.
Hi, guys.
This was a little bit of a lighter year for them. They didn't bring a ton of stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff in the way. And a lot of pros that are still being worked on. Like, we didn't see anything from Dark Souls.
That's okay.
Yeah, but they're working on that still. But we did see the 2 new things that were on display was American Gods and the Doctor Who Kawaii line.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk about that later on, but let's start with American Gods. Now, we don't really watch the show, but we've read the book.
I swear it's on my to-do list. It's just been able to sit down time-wise and everything. But we know a lot of the actors.
Yes.
And, oh my god.
when you saw the Kristen Chenoweth character, you were
that one. I fangirled on that. I fangirled on Kristen Chenoweth because I'm a Broadway person. So you know, like she's my Galinda, and you know, and she's. Oh wow!
No, I didn't even know she was in the show. But when I saw that toy, I was like, "Oh, Kristen Chenoweth in the show." That was my reaction. It wasn't that wow, this toy is good. It was like, "Oh, that's so good. I can identify who it is."
Yeah.
Now I'm like, "Well."
And if you've been watching some of our previous stuff, you know we've reviewed a lot of Titans, and so you've seen that we'll be like, okay, this is where they started, this is where they are now, and they just improve. They just keep improving and improving and improving. And with the American Gods line in particular, I think you can really see it because you have like Orlando Jones and what is that? You know who these people are. You recognize those faces, but even if I can't remember your name, I know what movies
you can identify right away. And on that same topic of guys who we do know, Game of Thrones.
Oh.
So those are out now, I believe, or just coming out very soon if they're not already out. Game of Thrones that's like probably one of the best. It's an easy favorite. We're going to be reviewing those at some point here.
They also have a really their Archer line. If you haven't seen that,
the Archer line, yeah. Like that's pretty amazing to get those likenesses like that. Like they had a lot of I think a lot of help from the animators. They said to really nail everything down.
And they did such a good job. I mean, my personal favorite of that one because they just always had a soft spot is Woodrow.
Yeah.
I just always had a soft spot, and they even got like the liver spots on his head right, and it just looks really cool. And yeah, again, you're just seeing how much how good. They're improving their sculpts and stuff, and I'm babbling because I'm enjoying it. Because really, it's hard not to fangirl over these things because they're just so good. And if you like the properties, even if you don't know the properties that well, they're so good you want to get them. And like Titans is one of the few companies that really makes me go, oh my god, I want this, I want this. I don't watch this show yet, but I need to so I can get this. Yeah. You know, like there aren't a lot of companies that really do that to me. But Titans is one of them.
I know you're very excited for the other thing that they had. So they showed us a few of them at New York Comic Con. We've known about this for a while, but they've been slowly showing them. This year at Comic Con, they actually had almost the entire set of the Doctor Who Kawaii figures, which are based on Kelly Yates' designs.
They are so cute.
So they're going to be hitting stores fairly soon. They're not out yet. They just basically that week, I guess, or that day, they just arrived in America. They just arrived finally.
Something like that, yeah.
So they're coming out soon. They're still, I guess, right now currently in a dock somewhere.
Yeah, but they're too adorable.
They're really great. And
if you're a Doctor Who fan, they're so cute.
And we're going to be doing something special with those guys a little bit later. So you guys need to stay tuned because we got some things happening later this week. But so let's talk Playmates now. And let's talk about the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they also, so yes, that's what we saw there. That's the big key item from Playmates, was the Rise of the TMNT. They also had Voltron, more Ben 10, and Mysticons. But let's start with Ninja Turtles. So you didn't really know what the new designs were until you saw them at Playmates.
No, I didn't. I'm sort of torn on it because the toys look pretty cool. I despise the redesign for Splinter. I despise it, but in toy form it looks cool. Because basically they took that, that skinny rat body that we know of, and they made him like a big bunny. I don't know why, he looked like a big fluffy bunny.
That's kind of what they're going for, I think. They're going for that friendlier look.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. But I like what they did with April O'Neil.
And her weird bat. Because she's now, the flamey bat.
She's now African-American, and I'm glad, because if you were going to change April, you needed to really change her. So that way you didn't have to deal with everyone like flipping out. It's like, oh, she's got brown hair instead of red hair, stuff like that. So they've made her younger, and she's now African-American, and she looks cool in toy form. The biggest problem is that I've seen some of the stills now, I've seen some of the artwork, and I feel like it looks better in toy form than in animated form.
Absolutely. That was when I saw those toys, I was like, these toys look great. These toys are awesome. I want these toys. The animation looks awful, and that's another video for another day, but seriously, like
the toys look cool.
The toys are great, honestly, that's what matters.
Yeah, oh my god, they have like these really cool play sets, like sewer stuff. Oh my
enormous play sets.
Oh my god. Yeah, that set was just, oh my god, it was monstrous.
Yeah. So also in Playmates was Voltron. So that line is continuing.
They had translucent lions this year.
That was really cool. I don't know if that's even from the show or what, but those look cool. So
they're not in the show. By the way, I heard rumor that the next season of Voltron is coming out very, very soon. Just a quick little plug. You want to watch it. If you're not watching it, watch it. Yes. I think it's like season 5. Yeah, the translucent lions looked really cool.
They had a bunch of new Voltrons himself.
Yeah.
There's like a super deluxe version. As if there wasn't a deluxe one already. There's like an even more deluxe one now.
Yeah, how do you go more deluxe?
They said it's like basically kind of like they're redesigned in some ways. Like Playmates had a little bit of fun, and it looks. They had a bunch of them.
No,
they all look cool.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where there was nothing that really stood out and said, "Oh my God, you have to look at me" or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than translucents, because I just like translucents. But yeah, I mean, but it's still pretty cool. It looked good, and if you like Voltron, I think you'll be happy with what they're coming out with.
So also, we got to talk about Hasbro, who wasn't on they weren't in the Javits. Hasbro always has their own off-site location. And the big news about Hasbro this year is that they have the Power Rangers license.
Yeah,
which is unexpected but very cool. So
it was announced, just so you know, like a day or two before Toy Fair.
It was a big shock. So
it was a huge one.
We don't really know what they're going to do with it yet.
But there is something embedded deep within the press release that said something like, "Oh, could be the first step to basically Hasbro owning all of Power Rangers." It's not just that they have the license to make toys. There seemed to have been an implication that they might get the whole enchilada.
Yeah.
And that's kind of crazy.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But Hasbro had, of course, a lot of Star Wars stuff. We got to see some toys from Solo, which the likenesses on those are
really good.
Really, really good. And the cool thing about also the Star Wars toys is they announced it's going to be essentially like a Kickstarter type thing. So they're going to be having Jabba's skiff, Jabba's sail barge from Return of the Jedi. And they're going to basically try and Kickstart that. It's going to be like the USS Flag of Star Wars toys, and they're doing it kind of in the way to Kickstart. Where if they get like X amount of pre-orders, they will make it.
Okay, because they're going to say Kickstarter, because that feels weird.
Well, it's happened before. Because remember, Castle Grayskull by Mattel was done that way. But the difference is, again, and this is where it's kind of interesting.
So they're doing it more like Mattel than like Kickstarter.
We'll see how it goes, but it's they need to prove that it's going to be a sellable item. So Mattel did it with Castle Grayskull, but it wasn't easy.
No.
But then Mattel tried it again with the Ecto 1, and that flopped. That failed hard.
It's because there's so many Ectos out there.
Well, I think it was because they didn't even show anything either. They showed a piece of cardboard and said, "Give us your money," and fans rebelled against it. So
they're just like, "No, we're not going to do that."
Now, Toy Fair, they actually had the physical thing there. They had the actual sculpting, so there's a good chance it could happen. If people want to pre-order it, it could happen.
That's cool.
And there's also a lot of cool Marvel stuff, which we won't go into super detail about.
Yeah.
But really cool stuff as always. I'm actually just more excited for that. They're going to be doing some Walmart, I believe it is, re-releases of some old figures and some new things. They're going to have a lot of 2-packs, and what I'm just really excited about is another chance at the Hulkbuster toy.
Everyone wants a Hulkbuster. Even Lego is doing a Hulkbuster.
But we're going to get a new version of Thanos as well. We're going to get a new Build-A-Figure Apocalypse because there's more X-Men mutant stuff. So there's going to be some cool stuff from Hasbro, but let's jump back over to the main location.
Yeah, and since we were talking about Ghostbusters, there's one thing that I think we should touch upon. Because Diamond isn't the only company doing the real Ghostbusters. Playmobil has the real Ghostbusters.
Who knew? Yeah.
And you know what? They look just as good. As in Playmobil form, they look fantastic. You've seen us that we've reviewed all of the previous the previous Ghostbuster lines for Playmobil, all the previous sets, and now the real Ghostbusters is coming out. I'm excited.
We saw those at New York Comic Con for the first time, but now we saw them again here, and we're much closer to release date now. They will be out very soon.
One of the things that was to again, they got the Egon swirl, and that was one of the things that we were told is that there were people like the higher ups are like, "Oh, we don't need that. It's not the right thing." And they're like, "No, you need to do this. Yeah. Fans will demand this. You want to sell this? It has to have the hair." Boom, we got the hair.
And actually, one of our viewers, Nico, our good friend Nico. Yo, Nico, shout out to you. Mentioned, in fact, on the video we posted from Toy Fair how the cool thing about this Playmobil license when they do like these licensed people like Ghostbusters is just how the look still works. It still fits in the universe. Something about it. It's kind of like Funko Pops in a way. There's this kind of this universality of the figures, and it looks really good. So hopefully they do more movie licenses. Yeah,
they did say that. One of the things that was discussed is that they said that these figures can fit into with the other Playmobil stuff.
It's all the same size, same universe. Everything fits.
It's great. So you can totally have a party with like they have the NHL licenses. You can have them in the firehouse. Ghostbusters can go over to How to Train Your Dragon, and you can just have a party.
That's really the best part about Playmobil. They are all on the same scale. So you can get the Ghostbusters, and they can go and get involved in any single set.
I know, it's
from
so
anything
fun
because it's all the same size, all the same scale.
I know, and it's so much fun, and I really like that about Playmobil. Like they really. Like, I never would have thought I would have talked about Playmobil like this.
Either. I mean, this is probably the first year we've always covered them, but this is the first Toy Fair we made 4 videos on our website about Playmobil. Because they had so much cool stuff. They have NHL.
4 or 5?
I have 4, I know.
Okay.
they have the DreamWorks Dragons and Spirit
yes,
sets.
Yes, Spirit.
A lot of the new City Life sets, City Action.
They have such good stuff.
They all look really cool.
Even their blind bags are just really cool, too.
Yeah, new blind bags, which I hope we'll be talking about at some point soon. We got to see. Those are a little hard to find. We'll get them.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're going to be excited about those.
So let's talk now about another action figure that we're really excited to see, and that's from our friends at I'm Elemental.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm Elemental, really cool company. They have essentially this line of female action figures.
Hi, Julie.
And they kind of led the way for the female action figure market in a lot of ways. They got there first, and then all of a sudden Mattel started doing it, and everybody else started doing it.
They helped push over the edge, helped to get...
They legitimized the female action figure market, and they proved that it is a viable thing that people want to buy.
And they did it without making it a hypersexualized figure.
Which is always the biggest thing.
That's probably been the most important part of this. They showed a true action figure. It's action figures for girls. Like, it's straight up, as boys can play with it, but this is probably, this is the first line that's marketed really for girls. And it's a fantastic line, but yeah, it's not hypersexualized, and that's really important. Because you have your Marvel, you have your DC figures, and they look really cool, and they'll look like the characters, whatever, but, you guys know what I'm talking about without me having to talk too much about it. But I'm Elemental came in and changed all that, and oh my god, they did. It's so cool.
And what's cool about this series, again, we saw the Series 2 figures a while back. They're on the market already, but what was debuting was one single figure, because I'm Elemental, they like to go slow and steady, and that's been a big part of their success, is going slow and steady. They had one new figure to show, and it's a new 6-inch figure, and that's their new Wisdom character.
Oh, she's so pretty.
And we were talking to Julie at the event, and we have an interview with her on the site as well. So we were talking to Julie about the new figures, and one of the things she was saying was like just how she was looking at Wave 1 and the Wave 1 6-inch figure, which is Courage, and just like how much more detailed, how much more improved the line has become. And I have to agree, like Wisdom is a spectacular looking figure.
It really is. I mean, you can just, again, she's another company, like similar to Titans, I'm Elemental, you can see the growth in terms of everything that they've done. And I mean, the first wave of figures and Courage, they looked really cool. They looked good, and then now you have Wisdom, and it's like, whoa. I mean, oh my god, they've included translucents. There's
a translucent bow and arrow, which is like in a moon shape as well. Like everything that's designed is designed for a reason, which is cool.
One of the coolest things is the cape.
Yeah, really nice cape.
The cape, any toy company will tell you, and any creator will tell you that capes are one of the most difficult things to work with. And it was just really cool how they managed to get it to just... They had all the action and the flow of it.
A lot of good motion. And
so good.
Her hair, too, it's talk about. She's got the braided hair, which is really great. It's a really good figure. For 6-inch figure collectors, if you're not familiar with I'm Elemental, this is really probably the jump-on figure. More so than the Courage figure. This is... But the cool thing is actually about the two is that they are very complementary.
Absolutely.
In in color, the fact that Courage was like a close-range sword fighter, and Wisdom is a bow and arrow ranged fighter.
Yeah, it's just
really cool. They're great together, which is especially good.
Yeah, and one of the things that Julie mentioned was also that they took elements from the previous, like from the smaller figures. They took elements of it and incorporated it into Wisdom, and that's just it's a really neat thing because. Yeah, you guys gotta check it out. It looks so good.
Yeah, we have a whole video of her explaining the elements that go into the Wisdom figure. Yeah, so that's really cool. Let's talk about another bunch of cool figures we saw from our friends at Quantum Mechanics.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so those
we love you.
We do this year, that's for sure. So they had a bunch of new 12-inch figures. They had a lot of Q figs as well. That's what they're known for is the Q figs, which are now showing up in Hot Topics. It's basically like. If you like Funko Pops, Q-Figs are where the real action is.
They're the fun ones because...
They're the better oones, quite honestly.
Because they're like, they're little,
They have their own little dioramas. It's just not like little chicken-eyed, same body, different little features to their paint job.
Yeah,
every single one of them is a unique little mini sculpture.
Yeah. I mean, they're just so much fun. One of my favorites is the Spider-Man one because he's hanging upside down and taking a picture. I mean, boom, you know exactly who you're talking about. You know who you're dealing with that. It's so cute.
Yeah, they have Marvel licenses, they have DC licenses, they have the Animaniacs.
They have Harry Potter.
And in fact, at the show they were debuting now their biggest Q-Fig ever. And normally Q-Figs are pretty cheap. They're about $15.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little more. Like, for example, they have a Thor Ragnarok 2-pack with Hulk and Thor, which will be a little more expensive. But
the really cool one.
They have Hagrid and Harry in the motorcycle with the sidecar.
And Sirius's bike.
Yeah, which is... It's again $100, but it's enormous. It's really heavy.
It's the most complicated Q-Fig I've ever done.
And it's really, really great.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
So we love the Q figs, but what we really love is the 12-inch figures.
The Master Series.
Yes. So this year we got to see a few more Star Trek figures. Previously I think last year we actually saw Picard, we saw Data, we saw Kirk and Spock in their animal uniforms, or their movie uniforms.
But one of the ones that I believe they said they debuted him at San Diego, and it was Khan!
Yeah.
Or Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah,
We're not talking to Benedict Cumberbatch.
With all of his pecs.
So many pecs. Really, oh my god, that one was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really great one. And they also had... they had more Supernatural 12-inch figures, which you're excited about. So we got 3 in that line.
So last year they showed, they were showing us Sam and Dean. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but either way, I remember speaking to them because apparently Jensen Ackles' face is really difficult to get right. And in a weird way, it might be because he's a little too perfect.
It's true.
I'm not saying that because I lust after him. Yeah, okay, a little bit, but still.
It's okay, you can admit it.
They're all hot. Oh my god, I lust after all of them. Yeah, you hear me? You too, Jim Beaver. All of you. Yeah, I said it. But no, the thing is, his face is really symmetrical, and I think that actually makes it harder to sculpt properly.
Which is weird, but yeah.
Yeah, no, because they had really nailed Jared Padalecki's face. They got Sam Winchester down, but they struggled a little bit on the Dean Winchester. But now, oh my god, I don't know what they fixed, but they fixed it. It looks so much like him. It's crazy. And this year, they're debuting Castiel. Oh my god, really, it's game over, we're done. That's Misha Collins right there. Right there. It's just, holy crap.
They're very good figures.
They are amazing figures, and now I need them to do a Crowley and a Bobby, and maybe a Lucifer. And maybe a Charlie.
You want everybody, all right?
Not everybody. After Charlie, and then a Gabriel. And then I'll be happy.
I think the real showstopper from QMX was surprisingly not a Star Trek figure, not a Supernatural.
Yeah.
It was, again, Princess Bride. They had an Inigo Montoya. That Mandy Patinkin, wow.
It looks exactly like Mandy Patinkin. Really, up close, it's just... I would say Misha Collins is also on the level.
Well, they're all great, but I mean...
in terms of, realism, those are the two that really stand out. It's just absolutely crazy how well that they were. But the Mandy Patinkin, the Inigo Montoya, oh my god. Really, you guys want to get a hold of this. They've done Wesley, and they're talking about maybe doing a few others, but I don't know how deep they're going to be able to go, in all honesty. I know, trying to get... the Andre the Giant license, that might be really hard.
Something they talked about, which I don't think they're going to be able to get, just because Andre's... No one's really done Andre except for Mattel.
I know, and we really, you know what, WWE, if you see this ever, please, can we get Andre? Please, give it to Quantum Mechanics.
Yeah.
Help him out, Vince. Trust me, you'll make money off of this too.
And since you brought up WWE, let's talk about Mattel.
Yes, let's talk
about everything they got, and let's start with WWE.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to say about them. At least I've got a lot to say about them.
I've got some stuff to say about them.
Yeah, so let's start with... We went to Preview Night and another event the following day. Preview Night didn't have a ton, but we saw a few new guys. We saw Elias, a new Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Talking about him with yellow trunks, which I think we'll also have a removable singlet, the black singlet in fabric.
Okay, we did see one thing that I thought was pretty cool. Or should I say it was glorious! They have a musical Bobby Roode. It has a stand, and if you press the button, it plays the song.
That's the entrance greats Bobby Roode, which was just announced.
It was so hilarious because people just kept playing over and over again. I even heard one guy say that he could just listen to it, for hours. Yeah. It was crazy. But it was so cool. It was just hearing much air, and you're then you just hear, glorious. Okay,
yeah, we're gonna get copyright infringement on that.
That's why I'm just doing the first line, but it was so much fun.
So they had a few new figures that day. They had new Kofi and new Xavier Woods with USA outfits, I guess, and then a new Francesca.
Stuff.
Yeah, a few other new things, but not a ton there. What was there mainly that was more exciting was they had about 7 new figures off to the side, which is the next wave of Walmart's Flashback Elite series. And that's going to come with the Razor Ramon, a new Shawn Michaels, Alundra Blaze for the first time with the retro women's title.
I didn't realize that part.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm bad at my belt, but that's pretty cool.
And a new Doink the Clown.
The Doink is pretty cool.
And the cool thing about that is the current Flashback Elite series has the SummerSlam set, which falls from, everybody knows that one with Mean Gene. The special Build-A-Thing in this one is a Build-A-Diorama. It's going to be... Shawn Michaels' interview thing. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was Love Shack or whatever it was. I can't remember.
That's what they said. I saw the words Love Shack.
Yeah, and that's his interview set. So it's got all the pieces. You get all 4. It's got all the pieces to make that diorama.
Okay, I didn't realize that was going on because, to be honest, because the Razor Ramon's in pink and the Love Shack's kind of in pink, my brain was just like looking at it. I was like, hmm? Plus, I was, distracted by all of the chest hair on Razor Ramon.
I gotta say, Mattel's getting way better at painting chest and body hair. That's the end for another day.
That's an entirely different, weird, bizarre review we can do. But
they also showed off the new Elite SmackDown ring, which comes with an exclusive Jinder Mahal.
That part's cool.
Which is cool. I think that's personally not a great thing that Jinder's in that ring, though.
Yeah.
Because it's going to already be a tough sell, because I think the Raw ring with the Goldberg didn't sell that well either, from my perspective.
Yeah.
And putting Jinder, it's like, is this the only way we're going to get a Jinder for a while?
I don't think that's right either, because, Jinder's one of those really strange characters where I don't know how popular he really is. He's very.
I don't think he's popular enough to sell a $100 ring.
I don't think he is either. Unfortunately, like it's cool. The figure looks cool.
It's a great figure.
Yeah, but I don't think it's enough in this case.
And they also had the milk truck angle. With
that was awesome. I like that.
It's Kurt Angle with the milk hose spraying milk.
That looked so good.
Stephanie McMahon and Austin in his WCW Alliance outfit. That's a really cool. I don't know if it's gonna be a 3-pack deal. So that looked really cool.
So much fun.
And then the following day they had some more stuff. So they had some more of the female superstar dolls, and now they have plushies. They showed more Tough Talker stuff, whatever. Wasn't much really new that day. And what annoyed me about that, and now I get to rant a little myself, is that behind the interview guy was a wall of like loose action figures, and in that wall was hiding a brand new Naomi we hadn't seen yet, a brand new Akira Tozawa we hadn't seen yet, and an Elite Kurt Angle, which is now, I believe, up for pre-order in some places. It's the bald angle and the team angle outfit. That's the figure I want, personally. And not even a word talked about it.
I didn't even see the Naomi or... I saw the angle, but I didn't fully register that was
Basically,
the angle.
if you didn't go behind the counter, you wouldn't have seen it, because no one talked about it.
No, that's what I mean. It's like, I didn't... Well, the thing is, I looked at it. It was an amazing wall of figures.
Yeah, that's probably just... because it had like 100 figures in
Yeah, it was incredible. But I didn't see the Naomi. I saw the angle, but I didn't see the Naomi or the other dude that you just said, who I can't pronounce.
Akira Tozawa, yeah.
Yeah, him.
So none of those guys. And what really bugged me, too, is that there wasn't any of the retro Hasbro-style figures at all. Because the ring is coming out very soon, and we will be reviewing that here. Trust me, we're reviewing that.
Yeah.
There was no ring. There was no new figures.
It was weird. It was weird that they did that because,
it's a big line for them.
It's a huge line.
The fact that they're making the ring and expanding it so far, we know the next like 3 waves, nothing. They didn't show off also the new Bret Hart figure, which is going to be a ringside exclusive, ringside collectibles. It's Bret Hart in his King of the Ring outfit. And that's up for pre-order right now, but that just basically after Toy Fair, suddenly pre-order. We hadn't even seen photos before of it. Why wasn't it at Toy Fair?
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
And I can answer that question, which we'll probably rant a little more at the end of this video, but because as we film this, Las Vegas Toy Con is going on, and apparently Mattel is bringing all, or at least a much higher amount of figures to Las Vegas Toy Con.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, which is nuts. So and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. We'll get into that. But you want to talk about the female figures, I believe, right?
The female figures. Okay, so... Oh, man. I love the new female line. I've been a big fan of it. I mean... I want them all, if I really had it. So the one really cool one that they're coming out with an Asuka, which looks fantastic. My only real issue with it is no mask, no coat. And
we don't know that necessarily, do we?
No, yeah, the gentleman told me that those were... I asked about accessories, and the person there said that was basically... They were just... Basically, it was a basic figure.
Oh, wow.
It was a basic figure, and my thing is, okay, I understand that most of the other women, they don't come with that kind of accessory, so it's easier to do that, because there's also an Alexa Bliss that looks really cute, even though she looks a little too much like Natty. Although
the cool thing about her is she actually is shorter than the other dolls in the line.
She's not by much.
Not by much, but it's noticeable.
I didn't notice it that much, to be honest.
I did.
Okay, I'm glad you did, because to be honest, it didn't look that short. But that's good to know, because I was trying to look for it, and I just saw hair. But no, just my thing is, I understand most of the other females, they don't come with robes and sashes and all sorts of crazy stuff, but Asuka does. And so if you're going to have her, you should have something a little bit more authentic, because otherwise she's just got really cool hair.
Yeah.
And she does. I love the two-tone hair. Oh my god, I used to try and do that to my dolls. But it's just sort of like, whatever, you should maybe... I think people would be a little bit more willing to pay. It's like, for like, since they have the fashion dolls and they have their basics, I think Asuka should have been a fashion doll. And they should have given her a different
If Mattel's really taking this female thing seriously, they need to make deluxe versions. Charlotte has to come with her robe.
Absolutely. Well, she does.
Has to come with her robe.
I think Charlotte does come with her robe in one of them.
I think there is one, yeah. But
and
we can always have more of those. But in general, they need to really start going all a little bit heavier. Yeah,
they really do. I mean, they're coming out with a plush line of the women, which is really cute. It was Becky Lynch, Sasha, and I think Bailey. And they're adorable. Yeah, totally what little girls would want. Maybe little boys too, I don't know. But if they're going to go all out with the females, then yeah, they need to up their game. I didn't see the hard plastic figures. They didn't have those. Though the person who was there talking implied that there were some in the back. And I didn't see them anywhere, so I don't know what the deal is there, so I don't know if there are any new ones.
We don't know if they're going to just suddenly mysteriously pop up at the Las Vegas
I think they're going to, because where else would they pop up?
I mean, hopefully they're not ending that line, because that would be a very bad sign if that line was cut.
Yeah, I really hope that line's not cut, because again, it's a little bit more stylized, it's a little bit more in the vein of, say, something like the DC superhero girls, but it's still it's a really good line. And girls who don't necessarily want fashion dolls, this is a good, like middle ground for them instead of the hardcore action figures.
Yeah.
And I just really like it. So I don't know, I'm just really hoping that, they figure their stuff out. Also, on a small ranty side note, they really need to get someone who can talk about it.
Well, to be fair, the rep this year was pretty good.
He was an excellent rep.
I hate to say this, but better than the one we had last year.
Absolutely.
Because unfortunately, I didn't really know the line that well.
Yeah, no, this guy was fantastic. We actually blew his mind because he didn't know that there was a graphic novel about Andre the Giant or even a play about Andre the Giant.
And he was a great rep, very personable. Really he knew enough facts to get through it. Was he a fan of the stuff? We don't really know, but he knew enough.
He was a little bit of a fan. He knew
casual fan at the very least.
He knew at least the 80s or 90s stuff.
He could talk with you. He could
absolutely, and that was great. But when I was asking questions about the female line, he couldn't really talk about it. Like that, you could tell that was scripted what he was talking about.
Well, I mean, they're all scripted anyway. But
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that one felt scripted, and so it was frustrating because, hi, I'm a female, and well, yes, I can talk about the action figures, and I love the figures and all that other stuff, and yeah, we're cool with that. I'm gonna want to talk about this other stuff. I mean, other females want to talk about it. The whole point was to get females to talk about this line and to be interested in this line. So why can't the rep talk about it? So either get a different rep who can handle just the female aspect of it, or make sure that they know how to talk about it. That's just, like, that was one thing that just really bothered me.
And it was a similar problem with the DC toys that were next to them, because the rep, they're again, great rep. There was no bad reps. They were all 5-star reps this year. But the guy basically had similar lines because they were talking about the new DC superhero girls dolls. And he basically kind of mirrored almost what the WWE guys said about how, they could get ready for a night in the ring or a night on the save of the town and then go after cocktails after.
It's like, you don't want to hear that. Dude, don't want to hear that. We're actually trying to be commercials for you. So don't give us the lines you want us to say. Give us the information so we can craft the stuff for you.
Now, I think the real show stealer for Mattel this year was the Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom toys. That's been going really well for us, and that seems to be the big hot thing this year. And they have a lot of cool stuff. They have all sorts of different scales of dinosaurs.
They have some really fun stuff.
Yeah, they have, so there's like 2 different versions of T-Rex this year as well. There's one T-Rex that actually has like snapping jaws that can fling the toy. And there's an even bigger T-Rex that can, it's enormous. It can eat the smaller figures. Like, so there's a much smaller scale. It's actually in a blind bag form, which we got
so cool.
And it can gobble up the dinosaurs, swallow it, and then you basically pull out the stomach and you can pull the dinosaurs back out and play with them again, which is so cool. Like, that's such a great toy.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
And they also had a lot of drones. They have a flying pterodactyl drone, which is so cool. They have the little, I don't remember the name of it, it's like the little orb vehicle.
Oh, the gyro
that thing. For the first movie, it's going to be the second one too, and they have an RC version of that.
Yeah. And
they have a really cool raptor mask.
Well, speaking of Jurassic World, one other place that I ended up stopping at was Lego. So, I know you didn't, you saw some of the stuff.
I didn't make it into the Lego booth this year, but you did.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, I can't talk too much about the Jurassic Park set just because there was always a crowd there and it's really hard to fight my way in. But it's a full thing, it's large, and you're gonna have really cool things. You're gonna have the gyrospheres, you're gonna have the raptors, and it's just a really fun-looking set. Like, in some ways, I think I like it a little bit better than I like some of the Mattel stuff.
I've heard a lot of people actually on our Jurassic World walkthrough from Mattel. A lot of people actually talking about how they're saying the Jurassic World figures are amazing, but have you seen the Legos? Yeah,
the Legos it looks so cool. But the one thing that really stood out at Lego, and this is one that I'm super excited for, Harry Potter set.
Yeah, Harry Potter's back.
It wasn't the full set that they showed us, but so it's like the Great Hall, and you're getting like a whole bunch. There are like gonna be 10 minifigs, including Hedwig, new Harry, and Hermione and Ron. You're gonna get a really cool Hagrid, and they're gonna be coming in by boat. You're gonna be able to see it boat. But the figure that I'm the happiest about, the minifig I'm the happiest to see, is Professor Quirrell. Why? Because he does come with a turban, and if you take the turban off, Voldemort's on the back of his head. That's really cool. And it looks so cute. And the Great Hall has, I think it's like Slytherin and Gryffindor they had hanging down. And it's a fantastic Hogwarts set. It really is. And I'm really excited about it. And I didn't think I would be. Yeah. This far down the road with Harry Potter and everything. No, I'm glad that they're doing this instead of something from one of the newer movies. It's just a really cool set, and you guys are going to want to get it. Also, one place, I don't know if you were able to check them out, but did you get a chance to visit Factory?
Did not, no, I know you went to Factory and you guys covered it on IGH.
Yeah, so there's some really cool Factory stuff, but some of the stuff the one thing that really stood out to me, one of the things that I really like, so they have the It property. Yes. And that's great. They were doing new ones, they were doing new Pennywise, they did some old Pennywise, and then they had the paper boat. The paper sailboat, which sets everything. I believe they said it was die-cast, but I'm not 100% sure. But either way, what's important about this is it floats. You can put it on water, and it floats. It floats down here. And that's just the coolest little thing. One of the things that we like about Factory is that they always take properties that we all know, and they come up with cool stuff. But they give it a little bit of a spin. They put their own little unique spin on it, and so it feels different and fresh, and it's like just a slightly skewed perspective in a really great way.
I want to also mention too, Kid Robot, who we visited again. We talked with them earlier briefly, but I was just really excited because they have a whole bunch of new Yummy World blind box figures. We're big blind box fans here.
They have new Yummy World stuff. Did you see the light up birthday cake?
I didn't see that.
Oh my god, they have a light up birthday cake, and it's a legit one, like a big stuffed squishy one, and it has lights going on, and the lights change color. And it's just cool. It looks, it's really squishy. I'm
actually very excited for the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe figures. Did you see behind us? We have actually 2 of them right here. We're going to be getting to those very, very soon, in fact. We're going to jump on those. There's keychains, there's enamel pins, there's going to be minifigures, all mystery style. So much cool and we'll be talking about those very soon, too. And I'm a big fan of the Tom Scioli comic series, and you're going to read that before we start looking at all the mystery figures. But we are going to talk about these 2 figures in a very, very upcoming video. Yes. So very cool. I'm very happy just to finally get those because it's perfect for toys.
It really is, yeah. And also one other place that I think I want to talk about, just quick little shout out, Entertainment Earth or Biff Bang Pow, depending on
Double E.
Yup. Okay, so they have a lot of cool stuff, but one of the things that they're best known for are their Pinmates. They're little like pegs that are as your favorite characters and stuff. But one of the coolest things is that they teamed up with Lin-Manuel Miranda's T. Rico company. As in Lin-Manuel Miranda, Hamilton in the Heights, Hamilton, Moana, gonna be in Mary Poppins. We can keep going, but the really well-known dude who helped, create a whole sensation and stuff, whatever. He made American history cool again. But yeah, so they teamed up, and he now is gonna have his own little, pinmate, him and his dog Toby. Yeah. And it's like, what? Who does this? Who does this? But one of the things they also had with them was they had a Hamilton pinmate. Ooh. And it looked adorable. It looked really cool. I don't think that one's going to be for sale as of yet. I think they want to see how this one does, but how regular Lynn. And yes, he's wearing the sweater for those of you who know. He's in the sweater. It's a really cool thing because one of the things we talked about is how there's no stuff like this for Broadway people. There are no action figures. There are no toys. There's a lot of young people who love Broadway and who love theater, and this is such a perfect little thing. And so I thought it was
seems like the Broadway world is shifting in a new way for merchandise, because it used to just be basically playbills, posters, and then you get your chintzy mugs and your CDs.
Now and your t-shirts and hats. Can't forget that.
You're getting the general normal blah merch, but now it looks like
people want more.
Yeah, so now we're going to start. I think we have the Lights of Broadway trading cards.
People are modding Funko Pops.
Which I was going to say, I'm surprised that Funko hasn't even touched that.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my god, do you know how many people making lots of money? And I don't want to knock those people out of business. You know what, Funko? You don't have to take it. Forget it. It's okay.
Good point.
Forget that. But yeah, it's really surprising that people aren't realizing how many young people are absolutely in love with theater. Like, really, truly in love. They are just as big a theater fan as they are, you know, say a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan or whatever, any of them. It's a fandom. And there are fandoms within the fandoms, you know?
Fandom of the opera.
Actually, I wonder if that's what they're calling themselves.
Oh, jeez. That's
terrible.
terrible.
Anyone know? It's something. I mean, you got your rent heads, you got
that's fine.
whatever. I just think it's a really cool way to, the pinmates, the pinhead. I just think the pinmates are a really cool way to kind of bridge that gap.
Yeah, Pinhead's a different toy altogether.
Exactly. It's an untapped market, and I think there's a market there. I think it's going to be mostly on the internet. You know, once word spreads, then I think it's going to just go nuts. But I definitely think that it's a really cool thing that people need to, you know, they need to keep their eye out for. They need to speak up about it if they see it, and, you know, buy that Lin-Manuel.
And since you mentioned Funko, we're not going to go too in deep about Funko.
No, just
because there's so much stuff there. I'm putting out tons of videos right now as we speak. So by the time I'm done with this, God only knows how many there will be that I made.
So many.
But so I'm not going to talk Pops, because whatever. There's some great Pops. Really excited
Rainbow
about
Bright, Rainbow Bright, Rainbow Bright.
You're excited about Rainbow Bright. I'm excited about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, I am
and
too.
We're also very excited about Teen Titans Go, Night Begins to Shine.
Yeah!
Very excited. But what I'm most excited about, actually, is their continuation of their, like, 5.5-inch action figures. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I was not a fan at all, and I'm not a fan still of the Mortal Kombat figures. Mm. But they're continuing that style. They're going to give us Thundercats, which look great.
Yeah, they look so good.
They're giving us a bunch of horror slasher figures, which is a big surprise, and those look good. What I'm most excited about is we're getting, I guess it's called the Savage World line, we're getting Conan the Barbarian, as in the Arnold Schwarzenegger, with James Earl Jones, Conan the Barbarian figures.
That's crazy.
Finally. These are perfect. Those are great. And then we're going to have Tulsa Doom, we're going to have Conan, we're going to have Valeria, we're going to have I think the two other guys who are in the movie who were his bodybuilding friends who were like the villains. That's just such a cool line. I'm not normally a Funko guy, but that might be a must-buy for me.
Yeah. As we're talking about the older stuff, Basic Fun, they're having their retro style. I mean, you've seen it in Target. There's like the retro toys and everything, but they've been doing Strawberry Shortcake now for a while. They've come out with My Little Pony. And they're not just stopping with one wave, because 35th anniversary is happening. So they came out with one wave. I nearly cried, or I might have cried a little bit when I saw them. But they're... Shut up. I did not cry that much. But there was a lot. They're coming out with more. They're coming out with the Pegasuses, their unicorns, whatever. They're coming out with another set. And it looks so good. It's exactly like the old ones. They're even scented like the old ones. And it's crazy and awesome. And yeah... I think people are going to be really excited about this. The nostalgia feels are intense with this line. One other really great surprise company that came out at Toy Fair was 720, formerly known as Underground Toys. They were really well known for doing a lot of Star Wars and Doctor Who figures. And, you know, they had some really cool housewares products, but it wasn't a lot. Eventually, the company split. The American company and the UK company, they split. So there's UK Underground Toys, and the new company is, the American company is 720. They were a surprise. We knew about them from last year, and we knew that they were trying to do some different things. And this year, they closed their booth off. So you had to make an appointment to get in to see what was going on. And once there, we were shocked. The best things that I saw at Toy Fair was housewares.
That says a lot.
That really does say a lot, but at the same time, it's true. I mean, you had... basically, they created stuff for adults. Because, look, I love having my figures. I love having my cute, you know, I can have bed sheets that have, you know, Star Trek insignia on it, or Ghostbusters, or Star Wars, whatever. I like that. But at the same time, maybe sometimes I want something a little more subtle. And that's what they did. They created something for people with an older, a more mature palette. I don't know the best way to call it.
Classier, more distinguished.
Oh my god, they have this okay, I never thought I would say this, but they have a Paisley Barbie plate set. Where we're like, you know, within the design are like Barbie lips, the high heels, I think a lipstick, the Barbie logo, and the plate itself, when you look at it, it's actually shaped like Barbie, the design, but you wouldn't tell just looking at it. They have Harry Potter with the different houses, and it's just very, very simple, very geometric almost. And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, oh, you know. You know, it's really
very subtle design.
Exactly. The two things that really stood out, and these are the ones that had us just going, what am I looking at? They have a meat tenderizer shaped as Thor's hammer. and it even has the insignia on it, and it's fully functional. It's fairly lightweight, like there's a little heft to it, but it's lightweight, and it's awesome. And the other really awesome one was the Batman timer. It's shaped like the bat signal, and when the signal, you know, when the timer goes off, the bat signal displays. And yeah, that I will own that. And also one other really cool thing, just to show just how tasteful and classy this was, is they're going to have a Star Wars registry, Star Wars wedding set that's going to be part of the wedding registry stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's pretty cool.
You can register for Star Wars dishes.
Of all the things.
It's crazy. Like, really, they still have figures, and they still have some cool, cute stuff. They had kitty cones, which are literally kittens and cones, and they had a puppy version, too. But housewares. Who would have thought?
Yeah. At
Toy Fair. You know, and it was just crazy and awesome, and they're also going to make sure they're very seasonal and on trend, so if you can't get if you don't get it now, within a few months, it's going to be gone, and it's going to be gone for good. So they're really kind of up in their game. Out of other places, they're just kind of like, oh, we're kind of, you know, just rioting. We're doing some cool new things here, there, whatever, but they're not like upping the game like this. There were very few companies that I saw that really just like, boom. It was just like, yeah, you want to see us.
So Andrea, cool thing that both of us did at Toy Fair separately was we visited the McFarlane Toys booth, and you survived.
Cool thing?
Yeah.
Thing? Really? That's what we're calling it?
Yeah, you survived. Because viewers of this channel know we looked at the Rick and Morty construction sets, and she's already...
I'm having emotions, like flashbacks.
Yeah. It was bad. Let's just say it's bad. If you guys want to see how bad, watch the videos.
You want to see a grown woman have a breakdown over trying to put a construction set together? Please watch.
You can tell how unnerved she already is.
Please let's watch my pain.
Yeah.
Watch my pain, please.
So at Toy Fair, I ended up actually meeting at the McFarlane Toys booth the designer or I think the designer of the brand manager, I guess both, of the construction sets specifically. And we had a pretty long talk actually about what was up with that, and he was very receptive to listen to what we had to say. He's heard it from other people, I guess, as well.
Which is good.
And we got a lot of feedback from him, and we got a lot of answers to a lot of the questions we had about why things are the way they are. So, real quick, we're going to talk about that. Just, basically, a lot of the issues they had are, in some cases, patent issues with other competitive construction set people whose name we won't mention on camera, who actually own a lot of, apparently, who knew copyrights to certain things, like how things are bagged, for example. You may remember we complained a lot about characters being in 3 separate bags. A certain competitor happens to own the rights to that ability to have everything in one bag.
Yeah.
How the instructions are set up, how the stickers are set up. Basically, they're aware, and they kind of said, a lot of this had to do with how the Game of Thrones and Walking Dead sets are put together, and how they didn't really change much from those, despite the game being changed with when they started doing the South Park and Steven Universe and
they're much more complicated.
And they're more complicated, and they really didn't change up how they did things. The good news is they're basically saying they're listening. They're going to be fixing a lot of the problems, and even with the most current sets, it's going to get a little bit better, but hopefully by next year they'll have improved a lot of how these things are put together. So we will be keeping an eye on McFarlane.
Which is good to hear.
We'll see, yeah. But McFarlane, just in general now, beyond that, they did have a few new construction sets of Five Nights at Freddy, which are really cool, including one of the more complex sets, which is going to have rubber bands and actually be like a moving part, which is cool. Nothing new yet from Steven Universe, though. Nothing new from South Park. That's pretty much done. We're going to get some Hello Neighbor sets.
I thought that it was really good that you were able to talk to somebody, because when I went to the booth, I had a very nice representative take us around. Like, we went around with a very, very nice person. But when I asked about the Rick and Morty, they were not the most receptive to what I was saying. Like, I tried very hard to be calm. I know I get emotional about it, but I was trying very hard. And unfortunately, they got a little defensive and didn't really hear a lot of what I said, and so it became a little more tense than it should have, and I feel really bad about that, because they were really, really nice, but after that point, they were just like, they still had a little bit more of the construction sets to show us, and they were just like, no, we want to get you out as fast as possible, and that really stunk, because I really, like we were saying, we love the sets, we love how they look, but what's up with the problem, and are you guys really talking? So I'm really glad you were able to talk to somebody about that. Like I said, I'm just really glad you were able to speak to this person and find out more about what's going on. And yeah, I'm really glad to hear that they are listening, because we really do like how this stuff looks. Like, we want this to work. So we're probably going to keep getting some more stuff, as they come out with newer products, just to test them out, because we want it to succeed.
It's always hard to critique toy companies, especially at Toy Fair you have the opportunity to do that, but it's a matter of how receptive are they, how serious they're going to take what you say. Because I've been in other companies too where I've had like suggestions or for things I want to see or whatever. Sometimes you get the guys who are like, sure, brush you off. Others are just like, cool, we'll take note of that, and maybe they actually will, and they want to actually listen to you. And others are just like, no, don't you dare tell us what you're doing. We make toys, you know what you're talking about.
I will say this, one of the, in the same thing, we actually, they have Star Trek toys now, which looks really cool. They look so good, and I'm very excited about that. And the person there, one of the people there was actually the brand rep, the brand manager for it. So we got a few minutes with him, and we were asking him, like, okay, so what are you planning on doing next? Are you going to try and do the other captains? What about doing something from Voyager, Deep Space Nine? What about the women? You know, like, we were able to ask him some questions. He was very receptive to it. Yeah. So, like, we're giant nerds, too. I'm basically making toys so I can play with them, and you guys can, too. But it was really all about him, and it was great being able to talk to him about that. You know, so it really is always a hit or miss kind of thing, and I just want to point that out, that, you know, not crapping on McFarlane. I know you guys are trying. I know it's not a huge company. I know you got a whole bunch of things to go to, but just know, you know, we're not coming with a vendetta. I promise.
And we should add too, besides the construction sets, McFarlane also had new Stranger Things figures, which look really good, and cool. Very excited to see the Hawkins Ghostbusters.
They have the Ghostbusters boys,
and they have some new sports figures. We don't care about that as much, but what they do have, they do have. What's really cool though is, as you mentioned, the Star Trek figures. So let's talk a little bit about that.
That looks cool. They had Kirk and Picard, and they look so good.
Yeah, we're really excited for that. Those are highly detailed, highly articulated. That's the cool thing. McFarlane now has basically gotten away from the whole staction figures. Everything they do from now on will be fully articulated, so that's great. There's going to be lots of cool accessories in these toys. Another really cool thing also from them is a replica phaser gun from Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
And it's going to be pretty cheaply price pointed as well for a high detailed replica. So when that comes out, we will get that. We will review that.
We're going to totally get that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that because Discovery is awesome. Fight me on it, any of y'all who hate Discovery. I will fight you all. But yeah, I'm excited to see more Discovery merch.
So that's basically a quick overview of all the toys that we saw that we really want to talk about. There's lots of other things.
Quick overview.
Yeah, that was a quickie. It's a 4-day event. There's so much to see. We saw a lot of other cool stuff. Board games, other action figures, and a lot of stuff. But let's talk about some of the bad stuff now at Toy Fair.
I'll let you start on that one.
Yeah, I think for me the number one thing, just Toy Fair itself has changed as an event.
Yes.
In previous years we've had internet reveals and things before. This year was probably the worst for the most internet reveals. So basically meaning, like, I take a company like Funko for example, they basically showed off everything new they had days before. NECA did the same thing, Mattel did a little bit of that. A few other companies basically revealed a lot of stuff before the event actually happened, which basically cuts our job out, which is a bit of a problem because we're there to kind of see this stuff. And granted, like, you know, we'll still get people looking at our stuff, but it kind of ruins all the surprise.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of a reveal? Because I mean, I don't know, just it feels kind of icky. That's the best way to describe it. It's like we're there as press. Part of press is being able to reveal stuff and to get information out there to people, and that stuff's being taken away.
So and the other thing too on that same note was a lot of companies don't bring as much as they used to.
No.
And a lot of them are doing that because they're bringing it to other places. Like we just mentioned this video how Mattel is doing Las Vegas Toy Con right after Toy Fair. And they're going to be bringing all sorts of W figures that they didn't bring to Toy Fair.
Also, I know that there's a Toy Fair out in, I think, Germany. And I know Funko had done some reveals there because that was in some other stuff. And I'm sure we were getting other reveals that weren't necessarily saying, oh, revealed it in Germany, whatever. But
to me, that's fine. It's a toy show. It's a toy industry show.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like when you have a company like Funko, which is revealing everything and everything and everything and everything. Then hearing, oh, no, we revealed more stuff at this con. Oh, we're going to reveal more here. It starts to get kind of frustrating.
And especially with what really frustrates me the most, again, Mattel is a great example because they've been doing this for a long time and it's gotten worse over the years. Is San Diego Comic-Con tends to get more reveals than Toy Fair does nowadays. Especially the WWE figures. Hasbro is pretty big with that now, and plus Hasbro has their own convention now as well, so they're doing a lot of stuff there. So it's just like, I guess the idea of Toy Fair is kind of changing.
It's basically, it feels like they're trying to cut out the press.
This year it felt more like a buyer retailer event, which to be fair, Toy Fair is for the retailers and the buyers.
It is, but there's always been the element that you want press there to help show off the new stuff.
When you make your announcements, you want us to get the word out for you, just to get the word out. But now a lot of companies are just taking that onto themselves.
Yeah, they're taking it away from people like us, and it's frustrating because one of the things we like to do is to bring you this information. It's part of what we do.
So that's kind of the thing, just the fact that other shows are probably getting more news, and it's Toy Fair, like, you know.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, this year, this was in a lot of ways kind of probably one of the weaker Toy Fairs. A lot of retailers, or rather a lot of vendors, didn't bring as much as they have in the past. Not as many reveals, and that's not because the internet reveals, but just in general, there wasn't as much stuff as there was from other companies. Like, it's I think a big part of it too is the fact that the industry of toys itself has been changing. And this year, with Toys R Us going bankrupt,
that one's a rough one. You can feel it.
Yeah, and especially, and there's a lot of people talking about it. There was, in fact, a lot of panels at Toy Fair discussing how this is affecting the industry and how it's changing the industry. Yeah. We're losing a very major brick and mortar, and really the last brick and mortar for toys. Yeah. So that's a big deal that's being affected.
It's scary to think about that. I mean,
it's a shift in the industry, an unexpected shift.
Painful. Well, you know what? I don't even know how unexpected it is, because I mean everything's going online, so it would make sense that this would eventually happen, but you would have hoped that Toys R Us would have tried to, find ways to accommodate that, adapt to it. But
and while this is really a discussion for a whole other video too, I feel like I think a lot of the word around the street there was just a lot of mismanagement at Toys R Us. And I can agree, having worked there too for a little bit, and being aware in New York too, we know this with a lot of brick and mortar toy stores is things trickle down because a lot of the toy companies are not on this coast, they're on the West Coast. So things will get, really heavy there. They slowly come down to New York, and by the time they get to New York, we get like Walmart is a great example right now. We've been looking for some wrestling figures at Walmart, and California got them, Midwest got them. By the time, and that was, took about a month or so to get to New York, and by the time they got here, they got one shipment that has to last us 2 months, and that one shipment is one box of figures.
And it's just, it's disgusting. It really is.
And Toys R Us is kind of the same way, except a little bit better because they get things, but it's like the things that I feel like would sell better, they don't. And because of how they manage their stock, it's like they're stuck with all these peg warmers, and they can't get new ones in on the things that sell. So there's definitely a big shift in the industry. Toys R Us is suffering.
You can feel it.
And I think that kind of affected how much stuff there was this year.
Yeah.
So that's our quick overview of New York Toy Fair 2018. We saw a lot, and there's still so much more we saw we can't even talk about.
There's just so much going on.
Yeah. I feel like next year we might just do a straight up vlog. Maybe we'll just live stream our entire walkthrough every day for 8 hours.
I don't think we can do that. I think that would kill people.
It'd be amazing though. They see the kind of pain we go through there.
You don't want to see that.
It's personally my favorite event of the year. There's so much to do there, so much to see. I love it. I wish we could have shown you guys more.
I really do too. Yeah, there's just always never enough time. Yeah. For us, anyway.
Even 4 days is enough, which is insane. But if you guys want to see more of the things we talked about and everything we didn't talk about, you can check out, of course, the YouTube channel you're on right now from Nerd News Today for our extended video coverage, and over on InsertGeekHero.com.
Yeah, we're slowly getting our stuff together, but I promise it'll be up there soon.
And so you guys should stick around though too, because this is our Toy Fair wrap up. We're not quite done with the wrap up yet, because we do have a few things you might see right behind our heads here. We got 3 figures, which we'll be reviewing right after this video, and we also have a very cool world reveal that we're going to have. So once we get through these, you're going to see towards the end of this week a world reveal, some toys that just hit America but aren't even out yet. So we got the first look.
I'm not going to do it.
Is it a ghost?
I don't know. I just was going to the woo. I don't want to give away what they're doing.
It's a haunted reveal.
It's a haunted reveal.
It's really not.
I don't want to reveal what it is. Oh my god.
All right. Well, who knows?
Who knows? That's right.
All right, well, on that note, I'm Matthew from Nerd News Today.
I'm Andrea from Insert Geek here.
Thanks for watching our Toy Fair 2018 wrap-up. We'll see you guys, well, I'd say we'll see you next year, but we'll be seeing you
We'll see you in a few.
Yeah, perhaps in a few minutes. See you guys later.